So 22 is on the air. What's up, guys? I didn't have a chance. Well, I guess it was on yesterday. I was going to say I didn't have a chance to say Happy Canada Day, so I'll say it now. Hope you had an incredible. Hope you had an incredible day. Awesome week. Great weekend coming up. Cheers to the weekend. Today we got men's volleyball, and we've got one of the, I would say, the key components of the team over the past 4 years now. His younger brother joined the team and has made a pretty big impact as well. And so we are waiting to be joined by the one and only Griffin Moline. There he is. Let's get him on. We are going live. Rattlers volleyball,
Hello.
number 20, Griffin Moline. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good. You lost a bit of hair. What's going on?
Yeah, I chopped her all off. Just I think mid-May I cut her all off.
You finally got the COVID cut, hey?
Yeah, exactly. I was growing it out for over a year, so.
But did you cut it yourself is the question.
No, I'm not good with scissors.
No?
No.
For everybody's safety, keep the scissors away.
Exactly.
All right, pal. So we've got a list of 25 conversation starters.
Okay.
Give me a number between 1 and 25.
Let's
And
go
make
with
make it like a number that has a personal thing to it.
I was gonna say I'll go with my number 3.
Number 3. Oh yeah. Why did you say number 20? You were
No.
20 for a while there, didn't you?
I was number 13 my first year, and then number 3 my next 2.
Okay.
So yeah, no worries.
Number 3. Okay, this one's kind of dumb. If you had to sum up the internet in one word, what would it be?
Oof. Chaotic. There's a lot going on the internet.
Well, if the question was sum up social media in
Yeah.
in one word,
True.
what are you avid on Twitter?
Not really. No.
I was gonna say, what is going on with Twitter? Like, I can't even use it anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think my opinion matters to a whole lot of people to be throwing it out there
Yeah.
on Twitter. But yeah.
So not being on Twitter, or at least not very much, is that because sometimes your opinions might get you into trouble?
No.
Or like, okay, so tell me this. At the start of the season, whether it was Mark Porter or whether it was Tyler Olson, or the Rattlers organization in general, do they talk to you about social media, and do they tell you guys to keep the controversy off of there? Is that even a conversation when it comes to college sports?
Yeah. So every year we have our athlete orientation. So whether you've played 1 year, 2 years, however long, you have to do the orientation.
Yep.
And in that, they kind of give you just the lowdown. They just say, understand that what you put out there represents you and represents the college. So always conduct yourself in a professional manner. Once it's out there, it's out there. So always be smart with what you're kind of doing, and just your overall perception of how you kind of brand yourself on social media and stuff, because we do represent the college as well. And yeah, the stuff we put out there can have some impacts, I guess.
We've seen a lot of people get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Exactly.
And their careers or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally. It's avoidable. It's very avoidable. So.
Exactly. Okay, so according to Griffin, the internet can be summed up with one word, and that is chaotic. All right, give me another number between 1 and 25.
22. Episode
22.
22, yeah.
All right, 22. Would you rather be able to control fire or water?
Ooh. I'm going to have to go with water, just because so much of the world's covered in water. I think that would give me a pretty good advantage.
Are you a fisher person, or a boater or water skier?
I like to fish. I like getting out. I'm not much of a swimmer. I know I watched Ty's interview with you, and he told you he's a pretty bad swimmer. We're equally bad swimmers.
Oh, yeah.
Our sister's quite a good swimmer, and our parents actually paid her to give us lessons back in the day. They paid her and said, "Get these guys swimming," and all we did was go to the hot tub and the diving boards the whole time. still a brutal swimmer. I kind of wish I would have taken it in back then, but no,
Really?
not much
So,
of a water guy right now. But it'd be nice to control.
wow. So as a young kid, swimming lessons at the Red Deer Aquatic Center or whatever, that just wasn't really a priority, hey,
I
for
think
you?
I failed level 5 3 times and called it quits. I don't know what exactly they were asking me to do, but it just wasn't clicking.
All right. Okay, one final one, and then I'm going to pick one.
Okay, yeah, sure.
1 through 25. What do you say?
Um, 13.
13. Okay. Would you rather go on a cross country trip with a famous person? Okay, if you could go on a cross country trip with a famous person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Wow.
A famous celeb, and you're stuck with them for the entire month.
Um,
Could be
I'd say
could be an
Sidney
athlete. It
Crosby.
could. Sorry, who's that? Sidney
Sidney
Crosby.
Crosby, yeah. I think he's a pretty good Canadian hockey player, and I'm sure I could learn quite a bit from him. And
Kind of a mild mannered guy. He's probably
yeah,
not going to be. He's probably
exactly.
not going to be annoying like some
No,
people might be. Right?
exactly.
Pretty cool
Exactly.
dude.
A month's a long time too, so I don't know. I think he'd be a pretty good guy to hang
Yeah.
out with.
Have you had a chance? How many provinces in Canada have you hit up? Have you set foot in?
Um, BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan. Never been to Manitoba. On the East Coast, I guess I've been to Quebec, Ontario, none of the Maritimes. So yeah, I guess those 5, I think. BC,
So
Alberta, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec.
wait, don't you have? Didn't you have a couple of teammates from Manitoba?
Yep. Yeah, lived with a couple that were from Manitoba. Yeah.
And they just wouldn't shut up about how great it was, would they?
Yeah.
That's one thing I've
Yeah.
learned about people from Winnipeg is
Yeah.
they love their city.
They sure do. Yeah. I just don't have any family or anything to go to Manitoba for, really. I'd like to go. I'd like to see Winnipeg. I think, yeah, I don't know, there's enough there that there'd be stuff to check out for sure. So,
In the summer.
yeah, yeah. Their winters get pretty brutal.
Okay, here we go. Final question. This one is mine. If you could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life, which restaurant would it be? Now, things to consider. It could be a fast food place, that just late at night after a night of studying or winning a game. Those Wendy's fries taste so delicious. It could be a fast food place. It could be pizza. Could be a sit-down restaurant. What do you think?
Just for the variety of it, I'd go with maybe a sit-down place.
Okay.
And I'm thinking I'd say Earl's. I quite like Earl's for dinners.
Okay. Earl's in Red Deer is on Gates
There's one on
Avenue
Dave.
South.
Yeah.
Right. Is there
There's
just the one
Dave.
in just the one in Red Deer?
I think there might be. Yeah, just there's only one I've gone to, anyways.
By the way, Red Deer, you're at home right now, right?
I
Like
mean,
in
that's in half.
Oh, you're in that. Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Yeah.
like, during this whole COVID thing, like Red Deer in central Alberta, like they're killing it. Like
Yeah.
you look at their numbers and it's always like the lowest in the entire province.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever they're doing there is working. I don't know.
Exactly. Yep. So you haven't gone home at all then over the summer at all.
I
You
just went home for
decided to.
Canada Day quick. I went and saw my parents. We went for a walk around, just caught up with them. I like Canada Day. Canada Day is a pretty big day for us, so it's
Yeah.
good to go home. Yeah. But I
Um,
just got back yesterday, so now I'm back in the hat for a while.
okay, so talk about the decision. Like, okay, so when everything got canceled in March, did you stay in the hat pretty
Yeah.
much through this entire time?
Yeah, I figured it'd be best for me just for school, just to stay in the environment I'd been learning in all year and just kind of have the resources if I need to go to the school library. Like I don't have a printer at my house. If I need to print anything off, even like resumes for the summer, I had to go print off resumes at the college. So it was just kind of more handy to be here in Medicine Hat. It just kept me more focused, I think, than switching my environment up for functionals and stuff.
So you had access to all the facilities then throughout all of this?
It was pretty limited, I guess. Come exams, we had to have our student IDs in order to get into the college, and they said like try not to make any unnecessary trips. So I think I only went maybe 3 times. Once was to print off resumes. The other excuse me, the other 2 times were to do some work on the computers there, just because my laptop kind of crapped out on me sometimes. But yeah.
So when is the last time you actually set foot in the snake pit then? Probably last March,
Oh,
or
yeah, it would have been in March for sure.
probably the women's basketball ACAC
Yep.
championships, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
Ah, that sucks, eh?
Yeah, I like being in there, especially in the summer. I know they open up the weight room and the gym to go play basketball and whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So you asked if we could move this interview up to 7:30 instead of the typical 8:30 time, because you got to be up super early these days.
Yeah.
This is summer. You're supposed to be sleeping until 9 or 10 a.m. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I'm working at a golf course this summer, so we got a pretty early start time to the day. But I've been liking it so far. It's been pretty awesome, and yeah, the weather's great here. Holy, it's 20 degrees at 6 a.m. So
Yep. Best
yeah,
time of the day, right? The
yeah,
birds are just singing loud, and it's nice. The air just feels so good in the lungs, and
absolutely. Yeah, and I've taken some pictures of the sunsets in the mornings and just see a different sky because I've never really been up this early before.
yeah.
So,
And so when you work at a golf course, do you have the opportunity then after it's all cut and everything's good? It's like 11 a.m. and you got the whole rest of your day. Do you get like a staff discount to
yep,
take a
yep.
few swings?
We get to go golfing. So Brady Resch is my roommate. He's on the golf team, so we've been trying to go quite a bit. I think we're going tomorrow actually to golf, and yeah, I'm trying to get into it. I've never been much of a golfer until this summer, but I'm trying to take advantage of it. And I know it's a sport that'll last me a lifetime. I've
Yep.
see older people out there all the time, so it'd be something good to get into, and yeah,
Yep.
take with me the rest of my life.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, let's. By the way, we've got Griffin Moline joining us right now. New haircut and all.
Yeah.
He's in medicine hat for the summer. And is your brother in town as well then, or where's he at?
No, he's back in Red Deer.
Okay.
Yeah, he's working there, living with my parents. So
He's the baby of the family, right?
yeah.
Okay. Good. Is he? Going to be? He's going to be back with the Rattlers then this upcoming season then, and
Yeah, he's starting up his 3rd year.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when he's coming in or not, but
Okay.
yeah, he'll be back.
He had a good season. Hey, the Lisa Schritter Award. He won that, and he made an impact. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a great year for his 2nd year, and he's looking to stay for all 5 and hopefully get better and better every year.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got some high goals that I hope he can reach in his time here.
Good. Your thoughts on this past season? Obviously, it didn't go quite as well as we would have hoped, and it started promising enough with a couple of wins, and after that, it just kind of seemed, the level of the opposition continued to grow and grow, and it just seemed like. It seemed like there was a lot of promise, but a bit of struggling in there as well. What were your overall thoughts of the season, and what's the biggest area for improvement then?
Well, this was, I guess, I've played my 3 years, and this past year I didn't play. And I'd say of the 4 years I've been really in the ACAC, this was the tightest I think the ACAC South has been. I could tell every team had a chance to win any game. Like, there was no free wins anywhere. But the team this year was young. I think there was a lot of older guys that left. It was definitely a learning curve for the boys. But you got to start somewhere, and I don't think they expect it to be a cakewalk. So they got to make for next year, I think.
And still a new coach basically.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference, do you think, between a Tyler Olson team and a Mark Porter team? Was it a completely different style, or how would you describe it?
Well, I wasn't. I was doing some recruiting stuff with Mark and T.O. We kind of worked some things out that I wanted to stay involved with the team somehow, but I wasn't ready for the commitment of an every night be at the gym for 2 hours. And I'm still a student, and I just kind of want to live my life now past playing. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't in the gym every day, but I don't know. It's totally different when you get a different coach in there. T.O. knew the boys. He played with some of them before, so that kind of brought that familiarity. Both coaches were great in their own right, in their own aspects, and it's interesting. I hope T.O. coaches next year. I don't know what is going on. I haven't really been in contact with that, but yeah, hopefully they're in the right direction.
Is it safe to say that Mark Porter? Well, Tyler's more of a player's coach. Mark was more of a X's and O's and strategic and just not your player's coach sort of thing? Is
Um,
that safe to say, or
I don't think I'd say that. I think
no?
Mark definitely connected with players differently than T.O. does.
Yep.
And I'd say T.O. definitely has some strategic side to volleyball, too. He's played his whole life. He played some high-level ball in Camrose and grew up playing volleyball and
Hmm.
has a lot more different experiences than I have because he played at Old. He played at a different college and then came to Medicine Hat, right? So
Yep.
he's got his own volleyball background. Mark had his own volleyball background, and I think they both bring something really unique to the game. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see where
Yep.
the team's heading.
And there we go.
Oh, sorry,
Um,
you cut out.
you Yeah, I was going to say I think my battery might be I'm down to 20%. So we got
Okay.
lots. So this past season you kind of took on a little bit of a different role as well. Kind of a super fan role, which I think you kind
Yeah,
of relished a little bit. You had a lot of fun with that. And
absolutely.
did you not get an award for that or something? I
I
think you
did.
did.
Yep, I got the fan appreciation. I don't know the exact title of it, but yeah,
Yeah.
basically I was there. I loved watching all the sports. I love watching my brother play. I liked watching the basketball. I liked watching soccer. I liked watching golf. So
Yep.
just trying to stay involved with the school. Grateful for
Being
everything the school gave me. I'm trying to give back a little bit. So
But the thing is, being a super fan in volleyball, it's really fun because you can just give it to that opposition so bad, right? Like what is it like in volleyball when you are getting heckled hard? Yeah, have you ever had that?
yeah, I'd say personally, I found Lethbridge a tough place to play in. I found they were always pretty loud and had a lot to say. But at the end of the day, it's part of playing college sports. That's part of the game is in between the ears and being able to handle the noise and block it out. And
Yeah.
um,
So
yeah,
from the other perspective, then, when you're looking for something to chirp
yeah.
about, I mean, there's lots of different strategies. Do you research before the game and
Uh,
get the one player that you're going to focus on, or do you wait till the game starts and you wait to see if someone gets rattled and then you just zero in on them?
it usually depends. I know some of the people, like my roommates and the people that were in the fan section with me, some of them would like to look stuff up before. Um, I kind of like to ride the wave of the game and see who needs to be chirped or
Yep.
yeah, kind of their role and what I think would work, I guess.
And sometimes it does work. It
Yeah,
really
I
does.
wish it worked
Sometimes it
more
does.
often, but yeah,
That's
yeah,
so
it's always
good.
been fun.
That's so good. So looking back on your time, your playing days with the Rattlers, then, are there any games that really stand out, or are there any individual points that really stand
Oh,
out? That
individual points. I would say when we won nationals in London, Ontario, or sorry, when we got bronze at nationals
Yeah,
in London, Ontario, that last point was pretty exciting. It was 17-15 in the fifth set in Fanshawe. Like so, the home crowd was there for the bronze medal game. It was pretty exciting in there, and that
yeah.
last point, watching that ball land out of bounds, was just exciting. It was yeah, pure.
It really is interesting in volleyball because in volleyball, Brady sits beside me.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I said it or he said it. Actually, I should probably remember this, but I don't. He said, volleyball is so weird. Can you imagine in basketball if we celebrated like that after every time
Every
we made
point,
a basket? Like it's just,
totally.
but that's just the game. That's just kind of what happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
What
25
happens?
short bursts of
Yeah.
yeah.
When you guys get a big point, or you know what? When you give up a point and you do the huddle and it's only about 3 or 5 seconds, uh is it always the same person that kind of is the pep talking guy that kind of looks around at everyone and just kind of says those few quick words to get things back on track, or
Um,
do you take turns, or how does that work?
I would say I personally I think volleyball is a lot more strategic than people think.
Okay.
I think a lot of people just see the jumping and the hitting, and they don't think much more deeper than that. So when you lose a point, there's always a reason why you lost it, whether it was a bad block, a serve, a bad hit, etc. So when you do that high five after you lose a point, it's kind of a refocus, and what's going on next, whose hitters are on the other side, what are they going to do, what are their tendencies. We watch film all week on what hitters are going to do what, so when you get into the game, you kind of can figure out the tendencies of the players on the other side of the net, plus your own side. So when you make a mistake, that little bit in the center is like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is kind of let's focus up again and stick to our game plan, what we're trying to do.
Is the setter generally the quarterback of like on the court?
Yep, I would
Safe to say.
at the end of the day, you're only as good as what your setter will give you as a hitter. So it's important to have a good relationship with the setter and have something that works, because just a high outside ball to the left side is different for every hitter, because everybody jumps different heights. Different people like it faster, slower, higher, lower, all that kind of stuff. So you really have to work with your setter, but at the end of the day, the setter sets what he wants to set. So
Yep.
yeah, I'd say he's the quarterback in a lot of ways, but it's also a pretty good, I'd say, relationship that both people are communicating and trying to figure out what'll work. So
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you played outside hitter for a while, but you
Yep.
also played libero as well, didn't you?
Yep.
What's your preference, or what would you prefer to play?
I used to set in high school, actually, up
Mhm.
until grade 11, and then our starting right side had gotten hurt, and I figured I'll try hitting. I'll give swinging a try, and I fell in love with hitting. I really do love just jumping as high as I can and hitting as hard as I can.
Mhm.
But I'm left-handed. I'm a little bit undersized, so when I came here, Mark had told me, you're a little bit undersized, but we'll get you passing, and we'll try to get you all the service reps, because I've only service for 1 year until college.
Mhm.
So I got here, and I was kind of wherever they needed me. If they wanted libero for a practice, I'd play libero. If I was playing outside, I'd play outside. So I really just always try to be versatile and try to be a dependable teammate, that when coach says go out there and play this position or do this for us, that I could do that. So I took a lot of pride in trying to be a well-rounded player, and I was lucky enough in my third year to be playing libero, and I liked libero. It was fun. I like hitting, of course, but
Yep.
I'm glad I was able to find a role for the team.
And you played a lot of baseball too, didn't you?
Yep. Yep.
As a lefty pitcher, I'm sure. Were you?
No, I didn't pitch a whole lot. I like the
What?
outfield. Yeah.
Wow,
I like
that's
hitting
interesting.
baseballs. Yeah.
So in volleyball, being a left-handed hitter, I mean, it's probably just as rare in volleyball as it is in any other sport, obviously. Is there an advantage in any way to being a lefty in volleyball?
So when you play right side as a lefty, I don't know if I can really show you, but the ball comes like on your inside shoulder, so
Yeah.
it's a different angle. When I'm hitting out of the left side of the net, the ball has to come over my body to hit it. So it's kind of a different view of the ball and kind of a different swing.
Mhm.
But I actually liked playing left side better. I just found I had more success against blockers when the ball was coming over my shoulder. I don't know, but
And again,
yeah,
the setter needs to be aware, right? It's
definitely.
he's used to a right-handed hitter there, but he knows that he's going to have to
Mhm.
move that ball just a little bit further to
And I
your
liked
left
it a
side,
little
right?
bit slower too, just because then I could have time to get my arm around the ball. If it was too fast, it's a lot harder for my left hand to kind of get around it. But
Yep.
yeah,
All right. So what feels better then? A wicked spike, and you just crush it, or hitting a home run?
oh jeez. Um, I was told once in baseball that you can't ever get too mad when you get out, because there's 9 guys on the other side, and every single one of their jobs is to make sure you don't succeed.
Yeah.
So it's tough, because I guess that's the same in volleyball on a hit, but I think hitting a home run and slowly walking around the bases, there's no better feeling.
Exactly. Hey, a little bit of a bat flip, not much, but a
Yeah,
little bit, right? Just a little bit of an exclamation
mine
mark
never
on that
went
home
out
run.
far enough to bat flip.
Yeah. So, a little bit about your high school days. And where'd you go to high school, and what were you like as a high school kid?
So I went to Notre Dame in Red Deer. It's one of the 2 Catholic schools there now. All the high schools in Red Deer, I actually don't know what the current situation is, but we were all 4A high schools back then, so we all played in the big tournaments in Calgary and Edmonton.
Hmm.
Um, in high school, I never really wanted any spares. Like, I know you can always take the spare and just have that open block in the day, but I always tried to fill it up with whatever I could. So I took art class as an option. I took home ec, so we were cooking. Took that as an option. I did sports medication, so kinese stuff.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I really just tried to stay involved and get as much in just absolutely maximize what I could out of high school. I played every sport I could. I was on the curling team my grade 11 year. I played tennis. Me and Ty actually won tennis city champs as men's doubles.
Wow.
Volleyball, obviously. I played basketball in high school.
Football?
Yeah, no, never football.
Not football kid.
No, my body's not built for contact like
Ah,
that.
every team needs a kicker.
Yeah.
Were you an awkward kid, do you think, or
I wouldn't say awkward.
do you have success with the ladies?
Uh,
At that age, you
I
didn't
don't
care.
know. Yeah. No, I was just riding the wave. I like to just kind of take life easy and enjoy it. So
I'm amazed that you were on the curling team, though.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
the toughest sport I've ever played. That is something else. Trying to measure the weight of the rocks and sweeping on the ice, like, oof.
I mean, hey, you know what? When your body is all beat up in 20 or 30 years from now, you still have another 30 years of curling that you can do.
Totally.
Right?
Those bonspiels get pretty wild if you're with the right people. So
I mean, hey, it's an Olympic sport, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the sky is the limit when it comes to curling. I mean, you never know. That could be like your greatest sports success right there, and you don't even know it yet, right?
maybe we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. Not really
Very cool.
out.
So what else, do you follow news and current events a lot? Is that something that you find, like, are you into politics or anything like that, or what else do you like to fill your time doing?
I watch a lot of sports. I love following the storylines of sports. I think it's the best reality TV in the world, following the players and what they're doing and the decisions they make. And I love watching sports. I wouldn't say I'm super into politics or anything like that. I try to be as informed as possible, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at the end of the day, I just watch sports.
That story yesterday about Dan O'Toole, were you following that one with his
No.
little daughter?
No.
Oh, okay. No, it's interesting on Instagram. It is Dan O'Toole, right? It's J
I think,
J on right, Dan O'Toole.
Yep.
On Instagram last night, he posted that his little 1-month-old daughter had gone missing, and people were like,
Oh,
"What?
really?
What is going on with a 1-month-old daughter?" And a couple hours later, apparently the police had found the daughter, and with the ex-wife, and so I just thought, it's
that's great.
amazing. So do you still watch TSN or Sportsnet these days, or like
I've found
it's all
personally
blooper shows, really? That's all
it's
it
been
is.
a lot of recycled content and recycled stories. So, like I said, I've been trying to get into golf a little bit, so I watch some golf highlights.
Yeah.
I've grown appreciation for soccer during COVID. I've watched a couple documentaries on some European soccer teams and just trying to find some new sports to get into, really, that I don't know all the champions and all the winners of these games that they replay all the time. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Auto racing, is that a sport that
No.
you'd watch? You wouldn't
No.
watch it.
Well, I actually saw when I was driving around looking for jobs in the spring here. I noticed that Medicine Hat has a drag race place out here. I had no idea.
Oh, dude, we have got a motorsports park, and it's got a 1/4 mile drag strip, and it's got there's an oval there as well for like stock cars.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I don't know if the stock car season has started yet, but drag racing, absolutely. Like if you have a hot rod, if you have a regular car, and you want to just race against someone else's Chevy Cavalier or whatever.
Totally. Hell yeah.
It's great. I think it's like $25 per, and you got to have a helmet and everything else.
wow.
And aside from that, and the turnout is amazing.
I
Like,
was gonna say, I noticed there's huge stands there. I couldn't believe that it was that big of a thing. I'd never heard of it. Been going to school here for 4 years. I had no idea that there was this big drag race community here.
So for anyone else that is wondering where that is, so it's that road that kind of goes north and south beside the Canalta Center. Keep going north, maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not even. So it's like right close to town, and it is a great facility. And it was interesting because back about 3 weeks ago. Um, my son and I, we just went out for a drive because, God, like just a lot of people are really bored these days. You know,
Absolutely. Yep.
we all know, right?
Yeah.
And so we just decided to drive up this road because just to see what's up there. We hadn't really been up there in a long time, and we just noticed so many vehicles kind of going into that area, and we're like, well, I guess let's go there and let's see what's going on. And sure enough, drag racing. I think drag racing was the first Medicine Hat sport to return after
Oh,
all of this. So it's
oh, I'm glad to hear it's back then, because I was just assuming it was still going to be out. I didn't
yeah,
know that it was back in yet, so that's awesome.
yeah, yeah. It's great. It's great. All right, time now for show and tell
Yes, I
with
brought.
Griffin Moline. It's the regular segment that we do where you got to just look around in your environment and find just an item that has some kind of deep emotional attachment or something that's just got a cool story.
Yeah, so I would have brought, or I would have shown the bronze medal we got from my first year at the college in London, Ontario, but instead I decided to show the jersey. So this is my show and tell. These are the old jerseys. The last game played in this was when we won bronze at nationals. So a pretty big moment in my life, and I think for the college and the men's
Yeah.
volleyball team as well. So yeah, this is my item. This jersey means a lot to me. Yeah, last game I ever played with was a chance to
Yeah.
go with bronze medal. So
Do you like to take it out of the closet and just kind of touch it and feel the stitches on the number 13 there? Or do you think you're going to put it in a display case one day, or what do
I,
you
I
what do you
think
think?
I think a display case would be nice. I know some of the guys that were on that team have shown some pretty cool things that they did with the medal and with the jerseys in the case. I think that's pretty awesome. I don't quite analyze the seams or the stitches of it, but I have worn it, I think, a couple times out just cause it's a nice jersey and all. But yeah, I'm still looking for something to do besides just having to hang up in my closet.
What does that what does that Rattler logo in the top corner there? What does that mean to you? 10, 20, 30 years from now, when you're still looking at it every now and then, you see that logo. What are some of the memories and some of the things that are going to come to your mind?
Oh, I've had an amazing 4 years in Medicine Hat. I really don't know if I could put my finger on one. Um, Medicine Hat was the only school I got an offer from out of college or out of high school, so I was grateful for the opportunity that they were giving me. I was so grateful that Mark was interested in having me join his volleyball team in Medicine Hat, and so this Rattler logo, I love it. I'm wearing my men's volleyball shirt now. I love it. I'm so grateful for everything Medicine Hat's given me, Medicine Hat College, and most specifically, I guess, the Rattlers and everything the Rattlers have done for me and all the opportunities that I've gotten from them. So I try to stay involved. I try to do all I can.
Yep.
For,
Okay, so on your cell phone right now, of course, you've got you got me on there, so you can't really check. Who is the last teammate that you just kind of texted back and forth with? Who would that have been?
oh, well, Mason Edwards, we were rookies together. I
Okay.
think he probably somebody I keep in touch with a fair amount. I still talk to T.O. Tyler
Yep.
quite a bit. Um, Yeah, I'd say those guys that were from my first year, Mason, we were rookies together, and so we were quite close.
Yep.
That year, we still keep in touch quite a lot. So,
Yep.
he probably
A
was the most
question.
recent, I think.
A question that I asked Morgan last night. I said, "What is it like when you're on a road trip and the girls before you, they got they got crushed,
Yeah,
but you won. It was a big game and a big win, just a big emotional win, and you guys just are in celebration mode. But
yeah.
you've got this 4-hour bus trip, and you know that they feel really bad about how a game went. What is it like on the bus when half of you're celebrating and half of you just feel like garbage?"
um, I don't know how to describe it. Really, usually we always had guys or the men's team at the back and the women's team up at the front of the bus. So usually after a win or something, we'd always be playing cards at the back of the bus, and I never really paid too much attention to what was going on.
Let them do their
A
thing.
whole lot, but
So that is
yeah.
the bus dynamic. It's divided right in the middle.
I'd say I usually stayed at the back. I know people, of course, go back and forth and whatever, but yeah, I liked playing cards with some of the vets in the back. That was always kind of my sweet spot on the bus, I suppose.
Good, good, good. Very
Yeah,
cool. All right, we got to wrap it up here.
yeah.
Once again, Griffin Moline joining us tonight. He's got to get up extra early. Like, how early do you have to be up tomorrow? What time's that alarm clock go off?
Usually I set it off for 4:15 a.m. so I can be out the door by 5:15.
I spent a number of years getting up that early, and it doesn't get easier.
No,
It's
no.
it's always. Do you manage to get? See, for me though, there was always sports highlights, and there was always just one reason after another that I just couldn't get to bed yet. I need
Yeah.
to do something else. Is that a challenge? Next thing you know, it's like 11:30, and I'm like, God, I'm only going to get 4 hours of sleep tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely a test of my self-discipline and just being accountable to myself. I know if I want to stay up and keep watching TV, what I'm going to feel like the next morning. So
Yeah,
I've made, I don't know, I've done it enough times now that I know I'd rather feel good the next morning than stay up that extra bit at night or whatever. So it is a bit of a sacrifice, I suppose, but it's pretty nice feeling good at 5 a.m. when the
it's best.
sun's out
Yeah,
and like it's nice and hot. So
best time of the day.
yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
hey Griffin, thank you so much for joining us
Yeah,
tonight.
thanks, KJ. Appreciate it.
All good. Stay safe, and I can't wait to see maybe at the golf course or around town this
Absolutely.
summer, and especially at the Snake Pit. Hopefully for some exhibition action in October,
Absolutely.
November,
That'd be
but
awesome.
regular season for sure, and I can't wait. So
Yeah,
all the
absolutely.
best.
Very much. Appreciate it.
Take care. Have a good night.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, there he goes. Griffin Moline joining us on Rattler Vlog tonight, episode 22. All right, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is it for the week. I'll get back to you on that one. Check the Rattler social media tomorrow. And if Patrick wants to make a big announcement that we have another player on tomorrow, then we'll do it. Aside from that, we'll be back next week with more student athletes and alumni, coaches, although it's been a while since we've had a coach on the show here, so we'll have to work on that. Regardless, though, guys, have a great night and an incredible weekend, and we'll see you back here soon. Take care.